Let's talk about mindfulness, one of my favorite words. Before we go into hormones next season, before we talk about metabolism, hunger signals, cortisol, insulin, we have to talk about something most people avoid: the truth. Not a harsh truth, a clear one. Because there are two types of people listening right now. There are people saying, I already know what to do. And then there are people saying, I honestly don't know what to do anymore. Both are real, but both need a moment of honesty. If you're the one saying, I already know what to do, pause for a second. If that were fully true in your daily life, your results would reflect it. That's not judgmental, that's reality. Because knowing is not the same as doing. This is where patterns show up. You might say, I eat healthy, and sometimes you do. But what does your full day actually look like? Not just your best day. You might say, I'll start Monday, but Monday isn't going to save you. That's just your mind trying to create a perfect start. You might also say, I already messed up, but nothing is actually ruined. Something happened and your mind turned into a full identity picture. You might say, I don't have time, but is it really time? Or is it that your system isn't built to fit your daily life or your real life? You might also say, I need motivation. But most of your life will happen without motivation. So, what matters is what you do when you don't feel like doing it. Now, if you're the person saying, I don't know what to do anymore, hear this clearly. You're not broken, you're overwhelmed. Too many diets, too many opinions, too many starts that didn't last. After a while, it feels like nothing works. That is not failure, that is overload. And for you, the answer isn't doing more, it's doing less, but doing it consistently. Now let's talk about the lines that quietly keep people stuck. It runs in my family. It's not the same as when I was younger. I can't exercise anymore. I have a slow metabolism. I have medical problems. Some of that may be true. Your body changes, your limits are real, pain is real, conditions are real, but those are factors. They are not decisions. Because even with limitations, there is always something you can do. If you can't run, you can walk. If you can't walk far, you can move a little. If you can't lift heavy, you can still move your body. If you truly can't exercise much, then your food timing, hydration, and structure matters even more. So the real question is not, can I do everything? The question is, am I doing what I can? Now let's zoom out for a second. Why do you hear these same lines over and over again? Why is it that in the United States, these statements are everywhere? But in countries where obesity rates are much lower, people aren't leaning on the same explanations the same way. Do they not have genetics? Do they not age? Do they not deal with insulin resistance? Of course they do. So, what's different? The way they live daily, their structure, their rhythm, their relationship with food. At some point, we have to stop saying, this is just how I am, and start saying, this is how I've been living. That's not blame, that's power. Because once you see it, you can change it. So let me make this personal. People tell me all the time in clinic, you never had a weight problem. That's not true. Growing up, my family used to joke with me about wearing husky pants. They don't have that today, I don't think. And I carried the weight, I lived with it. And even now, this is something I cannot ignore. I have nothing against them, but it's something I always think about. Not to bring me shame, but to make me realize, hey, I didn't really care that much. If I don't eat consistently, I feel it. If I don't drink fluids, I feel it. If I go too long without eating, my cravings go up. And if I ignore my body, it pushes back. So I pay attention, not once a week, every day, every moment. But know this, it's not going to always be perfect. But my mind is always saying, all right, get back on track. Let's be more consistent. What I do is I eat throughout the day, eat every 2, 3 hours, drink every 2, 3 hours. I am always reminded of what my son, who's almost 2 years old, does every single day. If he can do it, I think I can too. I stay aware of how my body feels. Even something as simple as going to the bathroom regularly tells me that my body is functioning the way it should. I'd rather do that than walk around undernourished, dehydrated, and then blame my body for reacting. I know people don't like to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, but sometimes you have to. And I've seen this in many of my patients, friends, and family. When people start paying attention like that, things change in all aspects of life, not just weight. But weight can change, your energy changes, mood changes, your clarity changes, even medical conditions improve because the body is finally being supported and you're finally listening. Now let's keep the body simple. Exercise breaks muscle down, protein builds it up, carbohydrates fuel your brain and muscles. Fat is necessary for your body to function. Vitamins and minerals support everything behind the scenes. Fluids keep everything moving. Food is not the problem, food is your energy source. So here's something to really think about. Why is your day different from your night? Why does everything feel more controlled earlier and harder later? It's not random. You allowed depletion. You didn't eat enough. You didn't drink enough. You pushed through the stress. You ignored your body. And by the time night comes, your body is catching up. That's when hunger can get louder. That's when cravings get stronger. That's when control feels lower. And then you say, I have no discipline. But your body's just responding. Mindfulness is seeing that before it happens, not after. Instead of saying, what's wrong with me? You start saying, I see what's happening. That changes everything because you can't change what you don't see. And once you start seeing the patterns, you can change them one at a time, not everything, just the next thing. Now, hear this clearly. You cannot hate yourself into change. You cannot shame yourself into consistency. You cannot punish your body into working better. That might push you for a short time, but it always breaks. Real change comes from something deeper: respect, understanding, and self love. Not in a soft way, but in a real way. Do not lie to yourself. If you actually cared for your body, how would you treat it? Would you ignore it all day and expect it to perform? Would you skip meals and expect stable energy? Would you avoid water and expect clarity? Or would you support it, feed it, hydrate it, listen to it? That is self love and that is mindfulness. You notice, you reflect, you adjust, you continue one step at a time. So before we go into the next season, take this with you. No more hiding behind the same lines. No more waiting for the perfect time. No more pretending you don't know. And no more attacking yourself if you feel lost. Just start noticing. And if this episode connects with you, I want you to take one step further. If you read my book, Obesity, The War Within, goes deeper into this exact idea, not just what to do, but why your body responds the way it does and how to rebuild that trust step by step in a way that actually fits your life. I'll be releasing episodes weekly, God willing, and each one is going to build on this. So make sure you follow so you get that notification. It is not just giving you more information, but my goal is to help you understand yourself better. And please spread the love from anything you learn from these podcasts so that other people can also break this cycle. Because next season, We're going into hormones. We're going to talk about hunger, stress, energy, and other signals. But now you're ready because you're not just going to hear it, you're going to recognize it. You're going to understand these signals much better. And that's where everything begins. I'll see you in the next episode.